Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, debt slicers, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm Useful Idiot. Welcome, and let's go to the world of banks. So that would be global. And what we have is a new report by the Analyst Accounting Observer. They have a study, and they found out that 90% of companies in the S&P 500 reported non-GAAP results in 2015, and that's up from 72% of U.S. S&P 500 corporations. 72% were using it in 2009. So now 90%. And so what that means is essentially that now we have 90% of the corporations in the S&P 500 essentially cooking their books and turning losses into profits. And this is once again is in that weird quasi-legal, quasi-moral land of bank regulations. And uh, some of this may be legitimate. Some of these write-downs, some of these restructuring, and some of the ways that they use to cook the books. And also, there's apparently a middle ground between GAAP, generally accepted accounting practices. There's a middle ground between GAAP and what they call non-GAAP results. And I understand there's a certain legitimacy to that. But once again, just to look at the fact that 90% of companies are using non-GAAP results anymore, not using generally accepted accounting practices, means they're fudging their numbers and cooking their books, and they're doing it more than ever. Amongst 308 companies who existed in both 2009 and 2015, the income was up 6.6% in 2015. But if you use the generally accepted accounting practices, their income declined by 11%. And these are year-over-year figures. And so there we have it. If you use non-GAAP, you come up with a profit of 6.6%. But if you use GAAP practices, then you have 11% losses. So that's how it works. 30 companies actually managed to turn losses into profits, and a lot of these are the companies you would suspect in the current economic environment: oil companies, tech companies, and healthcare companies. And what they do is how they turn losses into profits is they exclude some business costs, they take out restructuring costs, they take out acquisition costs, they take out write-downs of impaired assets, and take out stock-based compensation. And that's one of the ways they circumvented pay packages. They have stock-based compensation now, and a lot of that they can use for tax purposes and cooking the books. And then, of course, as one would suspect, the biggest growth is in the other category, the general catch-all, how they want to manipulate their numbers using non-GAAP practices. They use the other category. And as always, since the SEC is a captured regulatory oversight, is completely captured, again, they ignore the practice, even though there's new rules put together in the 1990s. And they're well aware of these practices and do nothing about it. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the whole idea that mark-to-market was suspended, actually valuing what is on their balance sheets is one thing, but then we also have just the plain old-fashioned cooking the books and using more and more non-GAAP accounting methods in the never land of the economic and financial system that we have today. I recommend my video called the Global Economic and Financial System, a Giant Circus of Lies, for more background on this practice. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.